Hello everyone and welcome back to more Anime Villainous Tournament Arc 2026. It's your boy, Chaos, and we are at the penultimate match of round 1 of this year's tournament arc. We're almost at the halfway point through the entire tournament, and for today's game, we're going to be seeing Phalkion versus Krampus at the bottom left of the bracket over here. Whoever wins this one will be going up against Divitai in round 2, so let's get into it and see how it plays out. Okay, and here we go with Krampus versus Phalkion, and it will be Phalkion as the starting player. So Falk is going to get to ban first, and then after he bans Krampus, it looks like Krampus knows who he's banning no matter what. He went ahead and pulled out his card. He's just waiting for Falk to ban first, because it is Falk who bans first, and then Krampus can potentially change his ban depending. Come on, Falk. Come on, Falk. Who do you think you are, Naomi, taking your time figuring out this ban? Who have we got? Falk will be banning Yaldabaoth, very popular ban this year. And then Krampus is going to be banning Cell. So no Yaldabaoth, no Cell for this game. And then the players are getting their blind picks, and they're both ready to go. It's going to be Loxus against Toguro. Okay. Loxus into Toguro. All right, glad to see some more Toguro happen. They accidentally picked up the Cell card when they... It's very funny. But, all right, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I can't really remember. I'm sure we had some Loxus versus Toguro in testing, because I remember, I think Falk and I both were doing a good bit of Loxus gaming and Bloodbath testing. But, Toguro going second here and Loxus going first. I think Loxus enjoys... all characters enjoy going first. But I think Loxus enjoys going first here because he gets to go to his Gain 3 double play discard pretty easily if he wants. He can still go to Guildhall for the Gain 1 Fate discard if he decides that his hand warrants it. He doesn't really want the big power gain right at the start. He maybe wants to go to Magnolia turn 2. So we might see Falk go for an early Fate on Toguro to try and snag. There are a couple of Toguro fates that are pretty good, even though there's nothing out to aim at. Dragon of the Darkness Flame, Botan, Genkai, Koenma. We are, however, going to see him go to the double play. He has a Dark Ecriture to get out turn 1 and Biding Time, so it's a very good start for Falk. And again, because he's against Toguro, he doesn't suffer too much from not taking that early Fate pressure. So I imagine he grabbed either Evergreen or Freed. With the Dark Ecriture turn 1, he might have gone straight for Freed, but typically I would expect for us to see an Evergreen early here. I think Falk is one of the people who likes to get Freed immediately, though. We're going to see a double ally discard there, and then a new challengers, which is a very strong hit. Very good new challengers out the gate. Toya, Gamma, and Bakken could potentially set up an early, could set up a very early kill on Kurama or Kuwabara using Gamma into Bakken. And then that will be Krampus' turn. So we're back over to Falk. And now Falk still has his top fate because Krampus went to his Game 3 out the gate. We're going to see Falk throw out a Dragon Force and just discard some cards. It's always nice to have Dragon Force out and ready. And he is going to get Dragon of the Darkness Flame, which is great. He can kill Toya or Bakken here. And I was about to say I'd probably take Toya over Bakken. And Gamma gets a -1, which turns off his ability. That's probably, other than maybe Dragon of the Darkness Flame, it's the best fate Falk could have asked for there. So very unfortunate for Krampus. Very good for Falk. And Falk still has a clear territory with a lot of setup going on. He's just a little low on power. We're going to see Krampus go over, and he actually drew Jin, so he's going to get Jin out there to replace Toya, and then take the discard action that is covered at Hotel Kubikakiri, which will get Jin some more strength. He is discarding allies pretty heavily, hoping to get earlier new challengers. We're going to see Fairy Law and Levy. Fairy Law is just gets rid of Dragon Force, so you probably want to be playing Levy here, and I would go ahead and cover that top fate. There's an argument for covering Magnolia Streets, to be honest, given how things are set up right now, but it is going to be Freed. I don't know if Falk chose Freed earlier. He does pull Natsu, unfortunately, but at least he gets to put Natsu there, so until a We Are Fairy Tale is played, Natsu will not be moving. He'll just be chilling there, but not sure if Falk just happened... Oh, I didn't see Evergreen discarded, so he did take Freed early, and I think he just played the other Biding Time, so very good timing on his Biding Times there. I assume we're going to see... He might have actually picked Bixlow if Soul Doll has gone by. I'm not sure if we saw a Soul Doll go by or not, but odds are high that he picked up Evergreen, or there's even a world where he picked up... He picked up Thought Projection there, but I doubt it. We are going to see 80% power get out, and then discarding the other 80% with Dr. Ichigaki, getting Gamma back up to 1. So now the Gamma into Bakken Kuwabara clash is in play again at the cost of 80%. But that'd be a pretty good final arena turn here for Krampus. So Falk, I was going to say Falk probably wants to try and stop that, but he's actually just going to play Bixlow, get Juvie out, and I think he is going to get a Soul Doll. He does have a Soul Doll. All right, yeah, this is a pretty strong one for Falk, so I understand taking this turn instead. He gets to immediately get Levy out of play and draw an extra card and get a power back with Soul Doll. I was about to say, yeah, shouldn't that be at 4? And it should indeed. Krampus is not going to go take his final arena turn here. He's actually going to go to Kuba Kikiri and play New Challengers. Is he deciding not to play New Challengers here? He can't, you have to give him penalty minutes for that, Doc. Oh, was it because the turns hadn't ended quite or something? I'm not sure what happened there. It's not really, I probably would have put I don't know what happened. Maybe it was something that Falk or Doc did that messed up. I was about to say, I would at least give penalty minutes for seeing what he was pulling with New Challengers and then resetting it, essentially. I doubt that Krampus was doing it. I highly, highly doubt Krampus was doing it to, like, try and cheat out a good New Challengers. But no shot that he was doing that. But still, it's kind of the principle of the matter in that regard. We're going to see 80% put another one on Bakken, and then we're going to see another one on Jin for the discard, and we do have Karasu out with the New Challengers to Wilderness. We're going to see We Are Fairy Tail and Lucy and Loki here, so you could We Are Fairy Tail Natsu over, but I think it's better to get Lucy and Loki onto Guildhall instead of just moving Natsu, because Natsu could... Okay, well, we are going to move Natsu. Not the worst ever, but not the greatest. And Falk is just not even caring about fading at all, even though 80% is out for the final arena turn. I mean, there's nothing in the challenger pile yet, so Falk is free to just go really hard on progress. He did get Mystigan here. There's only one place to put Mystigan. I hope he's got whatchamacallit in hand. I hope Falk has Lightning Dragon Roar. You can't do that, Falk. Has Falk ever played against this dude before? Played as this dude before? Freed doesn't allow that. I think Doc is realizing it. Falk, you know how to play this villain. That wasn't Battle Invite you played. That was Freed. Come on, bro. We're going to see a Stone Gaze on Mystigan, actually. So that's a free Mystigan kill by targeting Mystigan on the Vanquish with Evergreen and then Juvia. Or a free Juvia kill, I mean. And Krampus is not going for a Fate here. So Falk is probably going to get that free kill, which will be very nice for him. That free Juvia kill. We're going to see a rules set. Did he move Karasu to himself with the move action and then rules set Gamma in? So Gamma should be at -1, or Gamma might have had +1 from Karasu or something. No, he's a -1. Okay, that makes more sense. And then you have to give up 80% here if you're going to go ahead and get the Bakken kill. You're risking a Fly Swatter on him right now. We're going to see a high-stakes bet thrown out. And then we will see the 80% power to do the Gain 2 and the Vanquish here, and that'll put Bakken in. So that's the first ally in the pile there for Krampus. And that will be his turn. And Falk, again, he's just... I mean, you can't really pass up this turn. This is a free Juvia kill. He's actually going to Thunder Legion first and get the kill on Juvia by triggering that. Got rid of Happy there, which is very, very good for him. Not so good for Krampus. This is speeding along. That's going to be a high-stakes bet. Probably going to put the +2 on Karasu here. Actually going to put it on Gamma. Oh, because he was at 0. I thought he was at 1 for a second. Yeah, with it like that, I would do that. It's still Falk's turn. What is Krampus doing? Krampus, he's a little eager to jump. His scheme triggered. Falk's turn didn't end. And then we're going to see the free Evergreen Vanquish on Mystigan, which means Falk only needs to play and kill one more hero. So this is going super quick for him, and Krampus is only at 1 dude in the pile. Falk has speed run this game very quickly, so Krampus really needs to use... well, he used 80% for the Vanquish instead. He probably would have been better off using the 80%, especially because he discarded the other one, to get some more Fate pressure, because Toguro is not going to be able to go faster than Loxus here. And the fact that both 80% are in the discard right now, actually, and I think these rule sets are going back in, so we're a little bit away from a reshuffle. I'd ditch this New Challengers. You need to, no, you need to get to your 80% quick here, because Falk is going to, he's going to blitz here. Yeah, he accidentally thought he hadn't faded yet. He already faded with Gray. And then we are going to see another discard via Jin to get Jin up to 4. So we have a Jin Vanquish here. We're 2 turns out from Bui being able to kill Hiei. There's actually a world with Karasu and Elder Toguro. He could actually do the Gamma kill on Kuwabara, which is really funny. He's gotta make some plays pretty quick. And Falk is just ignoring fates. He's just going to rush as much as humanly possible. And we are going to see a Stone Gaze on Gray. And then a Thunder Legion. And he's going to get Urza. So that'll also kill Gray. And he's going to put the -1 on Urza. Oh, no, he's not going to put the -1 on Urza. He's going to kill Gray. Right, yeah. He confused me for a second. I think he confused himself. This is Showdown on Falk's turn, and there are no 80%. This game is over. This game is over. Falk pushed super hard right out the gate. He had really good draw order as well. And Krampus, I think, didn't use his 80% to take advantage of getting some fate pressure. We know both 80%, unless I super missaw something, are in the discards. There's no way of getting this top fate. Falk will Dark Ecriture clash his way into Showdown. And if he has Lightning Dragon Roar, Falk actually wins this turn, which is insane. And I don't think we've seen a Lightning Dragon Roar yet. So this game could very easily end on Falk's turn. Could very, very easily end on Falk's turn. I do not respect this. Bui is going to get himself up in strength anyway. You should have just had Elder Toguro, like, buff Gamma to put Gamma in with. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter because this game is over. And then we're going to see another new challengers. He does have Rinku in there. You got to finish resolving the other 2 cards first. Didn't snag another ally off the top of the deck shuffle. That's unfortunate. We're going to see him shuffle some stuff back in. Not reigning champion. He's going to shuffle back in high stakes bet. It's hard to want to commentate over this when if Falk does not win this turn, he will win in the next, 2 or 3 turns. Krampus, the only way Krampus could bring it back is if Falk doesn't win this turn. He's not bringing it back. He's not getting 6 in the pile and fun. It's just not happening. This game is over. Krampus tried to focus on building up allies and getting stuff. He should have been using his whatchamacallits for more fates early, his 80% because he needed it. He's gonna Dark Ecriture Mira Jane out, and it is Lightning Dragon Roar. That's game. What an insane Loxus. That Loxus, the timing of the biding times, the allies, the way the only fate that didn't really go well for Falk was pulling Natsu on himself. This game went so insane that it's hard to say that anything would have meaningfully changed it, but I definitely think that that We Are Fairy Tale from Krampus was, I think this is the fastest game we've ever had in Tournament Arc. That's crazy. The We Are Fairy Tale on Natsu over to the left was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Should have played Lucy and Loki either to the far left or on Magnolia Streets even to slow him down. Also, I think discarding an 80% power when you're up against Loxus, and Loxus already has Ecriture freed and could potentially and was going through his deck as fast as he was. I think that was I think that he should have tried to play that. He needed to play that with his 80% a lot more aggressively into getting his top fate, because Loxus just doesn't, or not Loxus, sorry, Toguro doesn't like that matchup. Loxus can rush really, really well as long as his villain deck and fate deck aren't very against him. So you need to focus your 80% on getting that fate pressure rather than using your 80% to try and get an extra kill or whatnot, especially that early in the game. Later in the game when you're close to netting the last couple to get into 8, sure, but I definitely think I think the turn that he used 80% at the far left to get a kill, he could have gotten a kill going to the top fate as well, so not the best call. But anyways, Krampus is going to be banning Sebastian here, and Falk is going to be banning Yaldabaoth. Who did he banned Cell before, didn't he? And then Falk is going to pick Cell because Cell wasn't banned. I don't think Falk even plays Cell that much, to be honest. We're going to see Battle Begins Classic here with Father versus Cell. Very interesting. Okay. Father loves this matchup going first. He'll be, whoa, 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 whoa. You guys, come on. I really hope we can get these random buttons fixed at one point. For those of you who don't know why these have white blocks here, TTS has been doing updates for the past couple of months. They were revamping TTS, and in an update they did broke the button, the way the button things work. It got rid of the it makes it just a white block instead of the normal random button, and our mod keepers, Rule of Two, have not been able to figure out what's wrong with it, and it's not their fault, it's TTS's fault for how they did their updates. So hopefully we can get that fixed sometime, or TTS fixes it themselves. But anyways, Father, theoretically, especially after his recent buff before Tournament Arc, should love this matchup. For Cell to do well in this matchup going second, if Cell goes first, he can like the matchup as well, but I think Father likes it more than Cell in basically any instance. This is a pretty good counter pick. What Falk needs to be able to get the edge in this matchup, where he's definitely on the bad side of the matchup, he obviously some whiffed fates from Father, as Father does a huge Fate Storm at the start would be good, and depending on the Cell games, that could be a bit of a whiff, like a Tien here would be good for Falk, or Gohan. Gohan, yeah, there you go. So not like full-on whiff, but not a very good fate, so that's pretty good for Falk. But what Falk really needs is he needs to draw 17 quickly. He doesn't really want to draw 18 quickly, because with the fate pressure that Father then can put out, it's going to be really hard for Falk to set up the kill on 18 before Father can really screw that up for him. We're going to see Greed to Lior just to get some defense on Lior. But see Falk use the disappearances to gain some power. But Multiform and Android 17 are absolute musts in this matchup. Now, we are going to see Falk get Edward, which is really good, and I do think there are two good places to put Edward here. The far left to block the gain 2 move, or the far right to take away the gain power discard. So it's literally impossible for Father to play a card at Fort Briggs this turn, because every card costs 1 at the least. We'd shuffling back in Starter Wars out the gate. I would be discarding at least one of those. You're not playing a war anytime soon, especially not with Edward sitting here. That Edward frame 1 is really rough for Krampus. It gets an automail out of rotation, and Edward is just very difficult in general. That costs 2 for Gluttony, not 1. And he is going to pay 1 for Human Energy, and he did get the Starter War, which is very good. He honestly really needed that. I hate Human Energy. I hate that card. But Edward here could, if Krampus doesn't get rid of him quick, this could cause some major issues. Does Falk have a Cell Jr.? He either doesn't, or he doesn't care about opening Arena. He cares. Oh, he has an Android. He has 17 straight into Absorb. All right, so he did get 17 early. He's going straight into an Absorb on him. That's very, very good for Falk, because while Krampus is having to deal with Edward really slowing him down and messing with his fate pressure, it's an opportunity for Falk to try and kill 17 fast, because if Falk can get into semi-perfect early enough, we're going to see a full pay for Promise Day, and that's very unfortunate that Gluttony is here. I think you still put Envy here and then hope that you can move Gluttony out of Central to then punch Edward. Did get a Time Chamber. Yes, there's going to be a Time Chamber. Get 17 back up and put Gohan to 2. So what Falk really needs now is Multiform. If Falk gets Multiform and maybe Supercomputer, then he can threaten killing 17 pretty quick here. Otherwise, we're going to see a Regen here. And then a huge discard. Falk is stockpiling a lot of power, which will help him get out of issues later. Honestly, I kind of like Winry here, but Scar... Now, if you're going to put Scar down, I think I'd still put Scar to the far left, but also covering this is good. Krampus is going to have to take his turn. Ah, he heard me. I think covering Central is good because it makes this turn garbage tier. Oh, also, it's even more than that, it stops the Gluttony move, which is perfect. So the only way to have gotten out of that was a True Alchemy, which Krampus apparently does not have. So yeah, Scar there was even better than I was realizing. We're going to see him pay 4 for Wrath. I might have set Wrath at Scar and then discarded and hoped for a True Alchemy, because you're getting a little rinsed with the Fates here. I would have hoped to get through it pretty quick. We're going to see the Special Beam on Gohan. Costs 2 instead of 1. Very good timing on the Special Beam for Falk. And he does have Supercomputer. Not Multiform yet, but Supercomputer's pretty good. Ooh, Automail onto Scar and Wrath. See, this is why I think I probably would have put Wrath at Central. You can't move Wrath on an item play. You can only move Wrath on a hero play. I think Krampus didn't realize that's how that worked. He is going to be able to get rid of Edward here, but he has another 4-strength Automail user over here causing problems. And that's gonna have to be Wrath. Wrath is the only legal kill there. So even though, like I said, I think that this is a matchup pretty weighted towards Father, Father didn't get a good fate early, and that early Edward made a huge difference. And now we're going to see Greed killed by Mustang and lock that down. So Falk has gotten incredibly good fates here. Horrible timing for Tien. You just put Piccolo on Arena and hope he doesn't have like perfect barrier or absorb. Honestly, if I were Falk... No, I would probably try and get one more fate in, because you almost have Hohenheim. We're going to see Human Energy on Mannequin. This is why you never play Human Energy. Human Energy is a bad card. He paid 1 to get nothing. You'd never pay Human Energy, especially not under Auto Mail. But Falk is just going to go to 17. This is also good to rush 17 down if he has something like Absorb, and he does. I could have also seen Absorbing Piccolo, killing him, trying to get out like Hohenheim here, something to make Scar even more annoying. We're going to see him pay 2 for Promise Day, and really hoping for Pride or Wrath here. Really needs Pride or Wrath on this pool. Got a Mannequin Soldier. Father, he lives by that. You can tell that he's freaking out. Father lives and dies by it. I think it was impossible for him to know, really, but I think playing Gluttony over here earlier was a mistake when he played Gluttony here, because Greed was already out. The idea of playing Gluttony there for Edward and all is that you want to get Sloth or Greed there, so it's 4 strength together, but because Greed was already in play, you're more likely to find the way to kill Edward being Envy, Wrath, or Pride, so we're going to see Falk go do a huge discard here and just go ahead and get 18 out. He's got insane Fate. I'd put Armstrong on the top Fate, to be honest. He wants to take away the gain 1 and discard. That's also really good. But I was about to say, if there's going to be like a shapeshifter or something coming up here to open the top Fate, I think Falk really wants to keep the top Fate locked. Because if he keeps the top Fate locked, he can buy himself time to get an android kill. Oh, wait, did he have the power to play shapeshifter there, actually? Did he have the 1 power? Because Scar is still out with Auto Mail. I think he had the power because neither Doc or Falk are calling him out on it. Do we have Imperfect Kill? We do have Imperfect Kill. So Falk got really good early Fates here. And unfortunately for Krampus, he did not pull Trunks, Goku, or Gohan. And so Falk has been able to get into Semi-Perfect. And with him in Semi-Perfect and this board state on Krampus, and he can't sharpshoot arm, he can't shapeshifter. I don't know why I said sharpshoot. He can't use his gun with a face to shoot Armstrong here because Envy is there. So he really needs to get Scar. He needs to get Scar out of here immediately and then bounce his Fates. He didn't just use his ability or his base ability, did he? Because he's in Shapeshifter. He can't do that. Yeah, I think Doc is going to take that card back because he's in Shapeshifter. He doesn't have his normal ability. And then Krampus is actually going to keep the card as a result. He's going to play Father's Throne for 2 here. What is it in his discard that he needs Father's Throne for? Oh, he wants Greed back in after the Mustang kill. I don't think Greed's going to help you too much here. I mean, Greed into Envy Armstrong kills that, but you gotta get Scar out of here. That double automail was really rough. I do think playing Gluttony, he misplayed Gluttony and Wrath a little bit, and then Falk is not going to let him get this Shapeshifter kill. I think Falk is guaranteed a hero here. I think he could have pulled both Umbra Circles. I'm not sure that we saw both. But we're gonna see the reshuffle happen here. I don't remember how this works. When a hero is played to your territory. These are both wins. I think the Fate card typically takes precedence, so I think it'll be the Fate first. Pretty sure. I think it'll be Alphonse first. I'm pretty sure it's Alphonse first. I messaged that because I think they're debating it right now. Because that's not on Doc. That's a weird interaction. In fact, honestly, we might want to change Shapeshifter to an after at some point just for clarity's sake. But I think Doc didn't know the answer to that question, and I'm not 100% sure. I always followed, Butter, our main dude who's in charge of rules like that, has told me before, when you have a double interaction like that, you normally just do the Fate card first. In most instances. He did have the other Shapeshifter, and he did have the power for it, so he's going to be able to kill Armstrong here, and then you play Android 16 here. There's nothing worth Senzuing in there, because you don't want Falk to stay at Carnival. He could clash. I'd put it far left. You don't want to put it far right, because then he gets to kill 16 with Cell Jr. and then clash Piccolo down a strength. He might even kill Piccolo if he has any strength reduction in his hand, so yeah, I wouldn't have put 16 there. I would have put 16 far left. You risk Falk playing a Cell Jr. into Gingertown and clashing Piccolo while using the Cell Jr. on 16, but that's better than the potential of him going here, playing a strength reduction card, and straight up killing Piccolo in 16 at the same time. at the cost of this Cell Junior. It also lets him keep a Cell Junior here. Or keep a Cell Junior in rotation, I mean. To be able to put back at Arena. Oh, did he use his ability with Shapeshifter again? No, you can't move items. Oh, he tried to move Father's Throne, which he's not allowed to do with Shapeshifter. It has to be an ally. Have to move an ally with Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter is for moving the allies, not the items. We are going to see Falk go over here. Does he have any strength loss? Oh, he's just going to have the Cell Junior punch Piccolo and then play another one down. All right. Didn't have a strength loss card to get rid of Piccolo there. Odds are pretty decent. Or if he does have it, he's just saving it for whatchamacallit. Odds are pretty high that Falk is going to get into showdown with Perfect Cell here in a second. We are going to see Alphonse die. This Scar with Automail has been insane. Yeah, I really think Krampus made a big mistake with playing Wrath into Edward, because I think it would have been better to put Wrath at Scar so that, you know, the Automail happening or anything really, he could go kill Scar, gain 2, and then he could have moved Gluttony out of Envy, so then Envy could have killed Edward with a simple True Alchemy or going back to the Vanquish turns later. And we are just going to see the Alphonse kill, and he's going to move Gluttony over to Lior. Does Falk have Multiform, Perfect Barrier, or the other thing, Absorb? Have we seen all 3 Absorbs? I think we've seen 2 Absorbs. Not sure if we've seen all 3. I know we saw a Perfect Barrier. I think it's how he killed Android 17 the first time. Multiform? It is going to be Multiform, so we will see Falk get into showdown here, and there is I think there's the possibility of Tien keeping him in his bottom fate. We're going to see Hohenheim to the top fate. That's going to kill Shapeshifter. I keep wanting to call it Sharpshooter for some reason. So very good timing on the Hohenheim for Falk. That's going to keep that top fate probably... I mean, it just takes a 4-strengther, but with Scar still sitting here with an Automail, that's going to keep that top fate down for a while. Oh, Krillin's in here, so this is guaranteed not Tien. Because it's all 3 Saiyans and Krillin. This has been a pretty lucky Cell game for Falk. He got his androids at decent times. The only thing that didn't super go in his favor was Multiform was super low. But these 3 Saiyans right here are the ones you want to see in the first 2, maybe 3 fates. As it was what Krampus wanted to see, because he really wanted to block up Arena with one of them, or even have Trunks at Carnival. But, unfortunately, they were all pretty low in, and because Falk had good fate tempo and got good fate order against Krampus, Krampus wasn't able to burst fates through to the ones that he cared about. That turn 1 Edward was the real killer. We're gonna... Don't pay 1 for human energy again. He's played human energy 3 times, and he's gotten net 0 power from it. The first human energy he played it for free, and he got... Or no, I think he got net -1, because haven't all the human energies been under Automail? Yeah, because there's been an Automail in play every single turn, because Edward was, like, turn 1. Or no, did he human energy the very first turn? Point is human energy is not worth it. Don't fall for the Siren Song of playing into human energy. We're gonna see the Cell Junior to kill Android 16, and then just clash Krillin out of here. Definitely, we're gonna see the Father's Throne to put Wrath back in, and then he's gonna hopefully pull into Wrath to get rid of Scar. Wrath or, whatever his name is. Pride. Oh, wait, that's right. Hohenheim's out now. He can't Father's Throne. Very unfortunate. Why is Wrath in his discard pile? Oh, Alphonse snagged him, I think. We are going to see Lust here. Yeah, I think the Alphonse snagged Wrath now that I think about it. That's why. Still a really bad position for Krampus. Once again, I think that Falk has this on lock, essentially. This has not been a great father game. The fate order has been quite cruel to Krampus. And not getting Goku, Vegeta, or even Trunks in the first, like, 2 or 3 fates, whatever it was, that's also very rough. It's been a good Cell game for Falk. Falk is going to go over here and get Piccolo down to 0, presumably. Gohan is in this fate deck. It's very possible. What Falk really wants to do right now is win before Gohan shows up, which he has game on board, I believe. Is he changing his mind? He's going to play Time Chamber. Does he, or is Kamehameha's in the discard? Yeah. If he gets Kamehameha, then he wins next turn. And this is a Fate Lock. I didn't see what he put in there. I assume it was the other Kamehameha, if that was an option. And then it'll just Clash Goku and end his turn. Did he not even Fate? We are going to see Gohan, so the game isn't over. Right, he wasn't at his bottom Fate, so. I would probably put Gohan at Arena. Arena or Carnival. I wouldn't put him with Trunks because now that's just self-destruct bait. I don't know if we've seen self-destruct go by. And barring some really good... Oh, we're going to see a True Alchemy to move Gluttony over. That's still one strike too shy. This top fate is unopenable, so this should be Falk's game. Falk can easily set up game here if he has self-destruct. If he has self-destruct, he just goes to Arena, plays the disappearances, and... but you still have to kill Vegeta in that instance. He'd have to play a Kamehameha. I think disappearances... to gain 4 into a Kamehameha on Vegeta, does that leave him with enough? I think it'll be short. We're going to see an instant transmit. Are we going to transmit the multiform to Gohan or Cell Jr. to Gohan? You need the Cell Jr. to kill Piccolo unless you're not going to take your top... You want to take your top fate and play disappearances here. Oh, you can't multiform Gohan because he's with Trunks. Judge McStuffins! Judge McStuffins, he can't do that -1. I don't think it's going to matter at all because Father doesn't even have a token, so it's not going to matter. But that multiform, illegal. I'm going to wag my finger at Doc after this game. We're going to see Gated Truth here, which is going to be very annoying because can't really afford to be using that. Doesn't work because Hohenheim is out, so that still doesn't kill Scar. The Promise Days have not been on Krampus's side. Not been on Krampus's side at all. You can't use your ability because of Gate of Truth. So those cards that got shuffled in are not shuffled in. It's really, really hard to get out of the mind state of using Father's ability when Shapeshifter and Gate of Truth are out because it's so intrinsic to how he plays. Oh, they did realize that multiform was illegal, and then Falk just put it next to Gohan instead. But again, I don't think that mistake really matters all that much. We're just going to see a Kamehameha. I could see a full 6-power Kamehameha kill Vegeta and Trunks and then move multiform into Gohan. Yep. So now any strength reduction card is game. And multiform could potentially be moved back in, but I think both instant transmits are in the discard. He could top deck one. We are going to see Tien in Time Chamber. Tien is basically the perfect pull here. It's unfortunate to give Falk 3 power back, but you don't want to let him Fate or Clash here. So the only way he can do it now is with a Kamehameha. The problem is, though, now that I think about it, the problem is this gives a move and a multiform into Gohan, which is really rough because then a Kamehameha or a Cell Jr. ends the game. But at the same time, I don't think Krampus really has a better play. Maybe you could have put Tien at the bottom Fate so he's not at the Cell... At the Clash, because this allows the Cell Jr. thing, but Falk's going to get enough power for a Kamehameha, so I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. And I think Falk should be guaranteed to have a Kamehameha in hand with his Time Chamber plays earlier before his reshuffle. Yeah, Gated Truth can't use your ability. Is he going to shuffle Flask back in? Definitely not worth it at this point. Falk's going to gain 3. He's going to play Bug Drone for another 2. And then he has the Kamehameha, so that will... Or Bug Drone for 1, right, because he's not imperfect anymore. And that will be game for Falk. Very clean 2-0. That Father game was rough. The turn 1 Edward into Scar into Automail was very rough. I think that Krampus unfortunately tunnel visioned on Edward. I definitely think the smarter play would have been to put Wrath at Central City, that turn that he tried to put him at that. So that way that's whatever it is I'm thinking of, that Wrath could kill Scar or any hero other than Hohenheim that went there and give you access to the move action to get Gluttony away from Envy to turn Envy on, and then Envy, barring Mustang, could kill Edward. So, again, that was so far back and so early in the game, it could have made any other cascade of differences. I don't know if that would have, won him the game or anything. It would have gotten Scar out of here and Edward shortly after, most likely, which would have been a lot better for him. But yeah, still, really, really quick, but really good games. So good stuff from both competitors. Let's go take a look at how the bracket looks. with that 2-0 victory, Phalkion will be moving on to round 2 as the sole QA member to make it to round 2 this year. He's going to be going up against Divatai at some point in the near future. But before we can get to any of these round 2 games, we have one last round 1 game to do. So I hope you're looking forward to that. We'll be seeing that video very soon. And round 2 will be starting not long after. So hope you're all excited. Hope you've been enjoying Tournament Arc this year. And I will catch you for the next video. Until then, farewell.